one and go as long as I can and just keep talking through them. So the aces hand doesn't really develop as much as with the Jack 10 hand, maybe a little bit more interesting. The button it folded to, and he raised to $5. So he raised the 5x on the button, and the small blind really loose, aggressive small blind with a short stack calls. And I have maybe my favorite single raised pot hand, Jack 10 suited, one of my favorite hands to play in a single raised pot. So I'm going to try to play here if I can, and I think I can justify it. So I do call. So three-handed to the flop, and I make second pair. It checks to the button who bets, and I'm not going to be able to fold second pair to a bet. He bets close to 2/3. I'm definitely calling. Not really any doubt about it. Not really thinking about raising or anything like that. Basically, I'm just going to check to him on the turn a lot, and I'll try to make a decision at that point, but no interest in folding on the flop. So the turn is a blank, 3 of hearts. I'm just going to continue checking. Well, this is one of the few spots where I'm just going to tend to be playing passively out of position is right around in the second pair area. So I do think that that's a spot that it's a little bit more difficult to get aggressive in. But passive can win pots too occasionally. So the turn does check through, which is great news for me having the best hand. So the river is another blank, and I do decide to value bet. I think checking here to call, he's probably not going to bluff very much if we check here once he checks back the turn and hits this river. So I'd rather just go for thin value here over a worse 10, for example, or if he does look me up, he could potentially look me up with ace-king or ace-jack here on occasion. So I am going to put out a small value bet here on the river with Jack 10. Also, you'll see developing a big hand on table 2. Oh, let me finish with the Jack 10 hand. I put out this value bet, and he does just fold.
This really was thin value. There's not much worse hands that would call. I mean, I know the guy saying ace-king, ace-jack might call. But you could also get raised with 5s. I really don't see too many hands that would call a bet here. And he himself said that if you checked, the button is unlikely to bluff. So I don't know, I think I would have been inclined to check in this position, and then if he bets, just call it, make a hero call, assuming that the button is bluffing. I mean, if you bet, are you likely to get a better hand to fold? Not 5, not queen, probably not jacks. And are you likely to get a worse hand to call? Like a worse 10? Or ace-king, ace-jack? Not so sure.